You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die.
Oh my god. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Something's Wrong podcast. I'm your host, Dick Hickok, and today we're doing another fucking film face-off. That's right. Holiday season, I wanted to bring out something special. And, more likely than not, this comes out a little bit after the holiday season. But this time I have a really good reason for this. All right? This is real. All right? I'm being real with you 100%. Okay? Being 100% real this. All right? First of all, I got deathly ill. Okay? Still pretty bad, but I came out for you. All right? I came out of it to do this recording for you guys. All right? That's my gift to you. Okay? This. All right? Another film face-off. A favorite. A favorite among the favorites of whatever. Anyway, I tried to let's go back a little bit, right? So I was like, okay, holidays, that's a perfect time to do a film face-off. There's so many holiday movies that are the same. There's plenty of holiday horror movies that are the same. Here's the problem. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I wasn't able to do it. All right? What I wanted to do was I wanted to have film face-off. The Ginger Dead Man versus Jack Frost, one of the many Jack Frost based horror movies. But this is the one where it's the spirit of a man who got the death penalty, goes into a snowman and then becomes Jack Frost. Not the shitty direct-to-video Jack Frost about a demon that killed Santa Claus's wife and follows a family around. You know, those familiar tales. I wanted to do that, but the problem is once again, the streaming services fucked me again, and I don't have as much clout in the movie industry as I might like, so I wasn't able to get Amazon to relinquish the real Jack Frost movie for me to watch on streaming using my shared Amazon Prime account that I borrow from time to time. And it wanted me to rent Jack Frost for $3.99, and I'm simply not going to do that under any circumstances. I don't negotiate with these streaming services. I do not compromise, except for Shudder, because they have a little, they make this show happen. All right, those guys make this show happen. It's practically a content feeding tube, if you will. I'm intubated by Shudder. All right, so I did use Shudder for the Ginger Dead Man, but then when I went to take a look at Jack Frost, there's a $3.99 paywall, no matter what, to rent the movie off Amazon for 3 days. Like this is fucking Redbox or some shit. They might as well have fucking mailed it to me at that point, because it's the same chance of me going through with this purchase. So yeah, I decided not to do that, and so I had to come up with something quick, and then I got fucking blasted on New Year's, and so I didn't do it that quick, but eventually I figured out that I remembered that the Ginger Dead Man stars a figure you might know called Gary Busey, and that got me thinking, all right, Gary Busey's in this movie that's tangentially related to the holidays. I also know he's in Lethal Weapon because I'm a movie buff, right? I'm a movie buff. I'm supposed to know these things, like that Gary Busey is in Lethal Weapon and he screams, "I fucking hate Christmas," and the machine guns a TV with a Christmas special going on during the climax of Lethal Weapon. And so I decided to take a look at Gary Busey's filmography. See, that's the binding theme of the film Face Off this time around. and I decided to figure out in which movie does Gary Busey most thoroughly ruin Christmas. And so, or I guess the holidays, but we're going Christmas on this one, okay? All right, I can't be that inclusive. There's no good Gary Busey Hanukkah movie. There's no good Gary Busey Kwanzaa movie. There's no good Gary Busey Ramadan, wrong time of year, but Ramadan movie. There's no Gary Busey Ramadan. And so we're figuring out which one, in which movie does Gary Busey ruin Christmas the most. But before that, we got to do everyone's favorite segment, the motherfucking No Sleep segment. All right, I had to prune my list a little bit because I figured out that some of these stories, the one I wanted to do was Kate may look innocent when she's crying in the recycling bin, but I think she's a murderer. However, when I looked this one up online, first of all, I spelled Kate wrong because they have a stupid spelling of Kate. It's spelled like Sate, C-A-T-E, and that's just incorrect. That's factually incorrect for how Kate is supposed to be spelled. That's wrong. You could do Kate like Caitlin with a C-A-I-T, but you can't do Caitlin with a C-A-T-E. That's bullshit. I'm not taking part of that. That story was completely nonsensical. My eyes hurt reading it, and so I'm taking that one off the list. Instead, we're doing something that that has a little bit more of a. It's pretty straightforward. This one's called "I Just Had a Run-In with the Grim Reaper." Turns out his name is Scott. Let me find this shit. I just had. Why didn't I pull this up before? Just had a run in with the Grim Reaper. Turns out his name is Scott. All right, good. This is good. Found it pretty quick. This No Sleep was written by someone called Mr. Beef Thighs. Fine name, fine as any as you can find on this godforsaken shithole website. I just had a run-in with the Grim Reaper. Turns out his name is Scott. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Everyone has a scary night every once in a while. After staying up too late reading scary stories, a horror movie, or even just spending the night in an unfamiliar place. Period. You'll lie awake in bed staring into the darkness around you, zeroing in on every creak that sounds like a footstep, on every shadow that looks like man standing in the corner of the room. Eventually you'll muster the courage to close your eyes and turn your back on that shadow, but there was a moment where you thought it might have moved. Not much, just a small flinch, but you could have sworn. I had one of those nights a week ago. I had just moved into a new house and not gotten used to all the creaks and bumps the old house made in the night, in addition to the new patterns of shadows is what he meant to say. I assumed they, what they meant to say, that splashed across my bedroom when the lights went out. Laying in bed, trying to sleep, I heard a bump and turned over in bed to look in its direction. There in the corner of the room was an unfamiliar shadow. It looks almost as if there was someone crouching behind the armchair that rests in the corner of my room. I can almost make out through the darkness a section of shadow that was a little bit lighter than the rest of the darkness around it. Like we usually do in these situations, my imagination went wild. Was it a hand grasping the top of the chair in anticipation of leaping out towards me? Was it a forehead and an eyeball peeking out from behind the chair to see if I had noticed? I held my breath for a few moments as my mind raced through the 1,000 different things that could be hiding behind my reading chair. A few moments later, the horror passed, and I rolled back over in bed and tried to get some more sleep. It was probably just a shirt I had thrown onto the chair while unpacking some of the boxes I had left over from the move. Sorry, my bad. I closed my eyes. Another bump. My head flew off the pillow. My arm shot for the light switch. I flipped the light on and whipped my head around towards the chair, halfway bracing myself for whatever was surely barreling its way towards me. There was nothing there, just a regular ratty armchair. I didn't have a shirt draped over the back of it like I had previously hypothesized. I didn't like that. Just a quick aside, I don't understand. A lot of authors do this. What is halfway bracing yourself? Like is it half your body is bracing itself? Are you only bracing yourself with halfway effort? Why would you brace yourself with halfway effort? Do you mean a flinch? There's a difference between a flinch and bracing yourself. In what situation would you halfway brace yourself? Like if you're in a car accident and you're halfway thinking that you might need to brace yourself, it doesn't make any sense. It's not this author's fault. A lot of them do it. It's just it's something that really grinds my gears, and I just wanted to point it out. Sorry, back to the story. Nonetheless, there wasn't anything in here with me. I could see the whole room from where I sat in bed. A dresser, a bookshelf, an armchair, and a nightstand. Closet was already open. I could see it was empty. My bed was just a mattress on the floor since I hadn't gotten a bed frame yet. There was no place to hide. My imagination was getting the best of me. To make myself feel a little better, I got up and locked my door. Then I went into my closet and grabbed a toy wooden sword I had gotten at the Renaissance fair and leaned it against the door just in case someone got past the lock somehow. The sword would fall on the hardwood floors and wake me up. Okay. Only then did I crawl back in bed and close my eyes. Yeah, I was being super paranoid. Just one of those nights. I woke up sometime later to a sharp poke on my back. Then a whispering voice. Are you Phil Lockerbie? What the fuck? Sorry, I'm going to do that again. Are you Phil Lockerbie? Half asleep, I murmured, what the fuck? Pretty certain I was still in a dream. Another poke jabbed at my lower back, followed by another question, this time slightly louder. Is your name Phil Lockerbie? I rolled over in bed and reached for the light switch. Don't turn on the lights, shouted a voice from the darkness. Click. Standing at my bedside was a 7-foot-tall figure wrapped in a black robe. The skinless face under the black hood was bright red and dripped with blood that seemed to evaporate before it hit the ground. The hands that poked out of the sleeves of the robe were also skinless and dripped the same cherry red blood that vanished before it made contact with the ground. It was holding my toy sword. I was too afraid to move, too afraid to speak or make any sort of sound. I was completely paralyzed with fear. Then the figure opened its mouth. Usually people scream, so this is a nice surprise. Thanks for that. Is your name Phil Lockerbie? I pissed myself. Oh, man. Oh, man. The bleeding man pointed at the growing stain on my bedsheets with the wooden sword. That is so embarrassing. Finally, I got my vocal cords to start working again. Who are you? The bleeding man swung the sword around a few times in mock combat. I've asked you the same question 3 times now and you still haven't answered, but yeah, sure, I'll answer first. Some people call me Javaraya. Some call me San La Muerte. Some call me King Yama or Ajal. I think most people in this part of the world call me the Grim Reaper, but you can call me Scott. Are you Phil Lockerbie? What the fuck? Was the only thing I could think to say. Then, are you here to kill me? Scott stopped swinging the sword and looked directly at me. His eyes were 2 burning coals in the black shadow beneath his hood. Is your name Phil Lockerbie? I shook my head. No. Shit! Scott stamped his foot angrily, then turned back to me. You never saw me. Then he disappeared through my floor as if a trapdoor had opened up beneath him. The wooden sword clattered to the floor where he once stood. I sat in my piss-soaked bed for another 10 minutes, wondering if I was still dreaming or if I had suffered a complete mental break. Right as I was about to get up to change my pants and bedsheets, my bedroom door swung open and Scott walked right back into the bedroom, stooping to get under the doorframe. Do you know where Phil Lockerbie lives? He asked me, visibly annoyed. This is the address we have on file. I just double-checked. Who is we? I asked, getting a little bit more comfortable around the personification of death itself. Scott immediately walked over and picked up the wooden sword off the ground. We as in hell. What the fuck? He started swinging the sword around again like a child pretending to be a Power Ranger. I just want to point out how disgusting it is that you're still sitting in your puddle. Do you know where Phil Lockerbie lives? I got out of bed and pulled a fresh pair of underwear out of my dresser and walked to the bathroom to change. I'm just going to splash... Okay, wait, fuck. Okay, hang on. This is the kid, or man, I guess, the man. I'm going to splash some cold water on my face, and when I go back in there, he'll be gone, I thought to myself. 2 minutes later, with my new undies on, walked back into my room to find Scott sitting in my armchair, flipping through one of my Stephen King novels. Really is insane how much this guy gets right, I heard Scott... Fuck's sake, dude, come on. Just shut the fuck up and get to the rest... I cleared my throat to announce my presence. Scott looked up from the book and asked again, Do you know where Phil Lockerbie lives? I did know. He lived across the street from me. He was the first neighbor I met when I moved in 2 days ago. I told him, would Phil die? If I didn't tell him, would he take my soul as a replacement? What if he knew I was lying? He lives across this fucking tattletale. Oh my God. He lives across the street from me in the house with the green roof. 448. 448, Scott said, exasperated. Ethelred's 8s always looked like 3s. That's my bad. Okay. So what happens now? I asked, feeling all the guilt in the world bubbling up inside me. I wanted to throw up. You change your sheets and I pop over across the street and drag Phil's soul to hell. He stood up from the armchair and picked the sword back up. Can I keep this? Bro, no. I like that sword. Scott pointed in my direction. Fuck. Scott's not talking. Sorry. Scott pointed the sword in my direction. I'm not man, woman, or even human. In retaliation for you misgendering me so flippantly. Fuck this. Okay, there's only 4 more paragraphs left. Okay. And in retaliation for you misgendering me so flippantly, I'm taking it. See you in 43 years. Again, he fell directly through my bedroom floor, this time taking my sword with him. I changed my sheets, but I didn't go back to sleep. I sat on the front porch of my house for over 5 hours and watched Phil's house across the street. I heard his wife's screams at 7:43. The ambulance arrived at 8:01. Heart attack. I guess I have 43 years left, and right now I don't know what to do with them. I think I need to try and get into contact with Stephen King. Well, that's a fucking great start to the new year. I'm really glad that I fucking read that. I'm gonna... whatever. I'm gonna fucking move on. You know how it is. Contracts and shit like that. I gotta read that shit to get my fucking weekly stipend from the Reddit Corporation. All right. What is this? I'm sorry. That really fucked up my rhythm. I apologize, but that was really fucking. I don't know. You know, the kids say a word like cringe, but I don't think cringe really covers that. Well, I mean, it certainly covers it, but I just don't think cringe is a strong enough word. All right. Okay. Yes. Gary Busey, Ruining Christmas. I was able to, so I looked through all of Gary Busey's filmography. Turns out he's actually in a lot of movies. I didn't really, I mean, I knew that, but I didn't really know that, you know? And so, you know, I read through Gary Busey's filmography, and I was able to identify 5 movies that had it vaguely involved Gary Busey and Christmas, and this is how I'm going to rank them. God damn it. I'm going to rank them from least ruined Christmas to most ruined Christmas. All right? Okay, here's how I'm going to do it. All right, so first on the list, the least ruined Christmas it's a movie called A Sight for Sore Eyes. I believe it was released in 1997, maybe? Yeah, I think it was like 1997, something like that. Hang on, I'll look it up. A Sight for Sore Eyes movie. What is this? 2005. Oh, okay, and it was a short film, so it wasn't even a feature film. So I probably shouldn't have even put it on the list. Whatever, my bad. Sorry. But anyway, in that one, Gary Busey plays like the father of the main character dude who falls in love with a blind woman, and I guess there's a couple movies called A Sight for Sore Eyes. There's the one with Gary Busey, and then there's another one where a young woman who's like, there's another one from 2003 where it's a young woman who's not blind falls for a young man who's actually a sociopath, and I think maybe there's some other ones, but I don't really care about that. Anyway, this is the least ruined Christmas because I don't think it's set during the holiday season at all. And, but Gary Busey is a father in it. And, like, you know, sometimes your dad can ruin the holidays. And so I understand it's a bit of a reach, but when you have to understand the short notice that I was dealing with here, I had to take what I could get. Fathers can sometimes ruin Christmas. This is, so therefore, you know, by a very loose definition, this is the least, of all the Gary Busey Christmas movies, this is the least one where that he ruins it the least, right? Yeah. Okay, the next one was, fuck. Oh no. How did I rank this? Quigley. Do you guys know Quigley? All right. So remember Tim Allen's Shaggy Dog? It's where Tim Allen comes back as a dog, and the cover of the movie is fucked up because it has this like a regular funny looking dog's face, but it has Tim Allen's eyes, his fucking coke addict eyes fused into the dog's skull, looking out at you from beneath the title, The Shaggy Dog. Quigley's kind of like the same as that, basically. Except I don't really remember the plot of The Shaggy Dog, but I did take a cursory view of Quigley, and it's about Gary Busey as a dickhead tech CEO, which is already kind of a weird premise because Gary Busey is like a million years old, and so he looks like too old to be a hard driving tech CEO. He has like fucking just a shock of white hair, and he's dressed in a suit. He's driving his like old convertible around. He's like fucking Doc Brown from hit indie movie Back to the Future. But yeah, so he's like a CEO, and he dies. He rolls his fucking convertible after just barely missing a tiny fluffy dog that's in the middle of the road in the fucking countryside, which is weird. But I guess that's like a sign from God or whoever who he summarily meets. He meets God, who's like a random dude, and like also like an angel who's assigned to be his guardian angel. And his punishment for being a dick in life, instead of going straight to hell where fucking Sean the Grim Reaper lives, Scott the Grim Reaper. Yes, that is where the Grim Reaper lives. The Grim Reaper lives in hell, and it takes your soul to hell. And that's what the Grim Reaper does. And but yeah, instead of sending him straight there, God brings Gary Busey back as a dog. A tiny dog, the same dog that he almost ran over. And the dog's name is Quigley, and it's like a little white fluffy dog. But instead of just showing him as the dog the whole time, they like have Gary Busey do like movements as a dog. Like, so it's like you see Gary Busey making the movements, and then sometimes it'll cut back to frames of the dog, and then it's just like him and his guardian angel working through his interpersonal issues. But anyway, I went with this one, not because there's, once again, it was fucking slim pickings, all right? There's not a Christmas scene that I could find in this movie. I scanned through the entire extent of the movie, which, by the way, was like 2 hours long on Tubi. And Tubi is kind of like the superior Pluto TV because they only have like one big ad at the beginning, and then you have most of the movie just going all the way through. It's pretty sweet. Tubi's pretty cool. It's just unfortunate that their, headliner movies are like Quigley and like the wrong Jack Frost. That I tried to look up the Jack Frost that I wanted, and instead I got the fucking 2008 Demon Lore Jack Frost, and so that sucked. And Quigley sucked too. But I think that as far as something vaguely related to Christmas. Before he died, the CEO Gary Busey was going to like fire all his workers and like make pay cuts and staff cuts and do a million things. And I think that ruins Christmas pretty handily, even though he doesn't do it directly. But he definitely indirectly ruins more Christmases than Gary Busey Dad could ever do in A Sight for Sore Eyes. And so, but there's no direct Christmas scene, and so I had to put it second from the bottom. All right, and so that brings us to our next two movies, and these are the two that I really wanted to bring up, right? And that is The Ginger Dead Man and Lethal Weapon, and that's because both of these movies are actually kind of about the Christmas season vaguely. Lethal Weapon is set around Christmas, and then The Ginger Dead Man, it's like a gingerbread cookie bakery. Is like the whole movie set in this gingerbread cookie bakery basically. And so that's holiday based because who the fuck, no one sells gingerbread cookies. I mean, I guess you could bake gingerbread cookies year round, but like theoretically it's around Christmas time, and that's why they're making a big batch of gingerbread cookies, because there's other things you can bake, right? Why would you be baking it's once again a bit of a reach, but not as much of a reach as the other one. Ginger Dead Man is a Christmas movie. All right, we're just setting it as a standard. The Lethal Weapon is also tangentially a Christmas movie. Action movie set during Christmas. Christmas movie. It's like Die Hard. Basically Die Hard. Yeah, so I've already seen Lethal Weapon. I kind of knew how that one went. I just had to read through the summary a little bit of Lethal Weapon to figure out exactly where Gary Busey came in, because he kind of just pops in about halfway through. You don't even get to see him do anything until the movie's like almost halfway done. But he makes a big impact. He really makes up for it in the second half of the movie. Ginger Dead Man, though, that's Gary Busey 100% of the way through. So we'll start with, I guess we'll start with Lethal Weapon, right? Just chronologically, Lethal Weapon was released in 1987, and The Ginger Dead Man was released in 2005. Come on, notebook. 2005, yes. All right. A little fun fact. Okay. Lethal Weapon. Let's just run through Lethal Weapon. Everyone should know the plot of Lethal Weapon, but if you don't, it's like Mel Gibson before he was like outed as a racist, and then Murdoch. I remember the character's name Murdoch because that's a cool name, but I think the guy's name was something like Don Cheadles. Is that Don Cheadles, or is Don Cheadles the guy in Marvel? Fuck. No, I'm about to be outed as a racist. God fucking damn it. Yeah, no, it's Mel Gibson and Murdoch. I think it's either... No. Yeah, maybe Don Cheadles. Shit, I think... Oh, God. No. Why did I say that? I could edit this, but... Lethal Weapon, please. Lethal Weapon. Characters. Why would I want the characters? Danny Glover. Shit. Danny Glover. No, not Donald Glover. I was mixing him up with Donald Glover. I'm sorry. I apologize to Childish Gambino fans, Don Cheadle's fans, and Danny Glover fans. Just all over the world. I apologize. I gotta be upfront with that. That was a mega brain error. Anyway, it's Don. No. Danny Glover. Mel Gibson. There's Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. And holy shit, I didn't even realize Joe Pesci was in. Maybe I need to rewatch Lethal Weapon. Anyway, it's Mel Gibson before he was outed as a racist. Donald Glover. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Danny Glover. Not Donald. Fuck. Danny Glover. Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. It's a buddy cop movie, okay? It's a fucking buddy cop movie, and then the lead, not the big bad, not the final boss, big bad villain, but like the fucking main henchman is Gary Busey. And Gary Busey, he's a crazy motherfucker. He's always acted as a crazy motherfucker. He now is a crazy motherfucker. Buttered sausage, that shit. It's Gary Busey, right? So basically through this whole movie, it's around Christmas, and so he essentially just ruins Murtaugh's families, or attempts to ruin Murtaugh's family's Christmas. And he's generally just like, he's like an evil like mercenary guy. He's like a mercenary who's like the enforcer for this general who's trying to do some shit and like sell weapons or something like that, and basically just be an asshole. But yeah, so like the first thing we kind of hear of him doing is that he probably Hunsaker is like a guy who is with Mel Gibson's character in the army, and his daughter got kidnapped and killed by these mercenary assholes. So Gary Busey is connected to that. That's the first thing. Then Gary Busey uses a sniper rifle to kill Hunsaker. By the way, massive spoilers for Lethal Weapon. Go watch Lethal Weapon. But if you like discussing movies, then keep fucking listening. Kills Hunsaker. Then he injures. Oh, Mel Gibson's character is Riggs. Fuck, why am I... Damn it, dude, I'm so underprepared. Holy shit. Injures Riggs, kidnaps Murtaugh's daughter, steals some cars and shit. That ruins a couple people's days right before Christmas. And so while he's getting chased by Riggs, and like I guess the entire Los Angeles police force, he tries to go back to Murtaugh's house to like kill his family, but Riggs knew he was gonna go back there, and so they got the family out. He walks through the house. He comes to a TV that's playing some type of Christmas special. I think it's a Wonderful Life is the one that's playing, and he screams, "I fucking hate Christmas," or maybe just "I hate Christmas." Depends on whether you watch the clean version or not. Then he machine guns the TV, and then at the very end, major spoiler, just skip for the next like 2 minutes or like minute and a half or something. Mel Gibson and Gary Busey, they go into hand-to-hand combat at the end in a very strange way. There was no need for them to do that, but I think Mel Gibson forced it so he could show off how good he is at fucking judo and jiu-jitsu. And so he and Gary Busey get into hand-to-hand combat in front of the cops who are surrounding them. And so Gary Busey gets submitted. Mel Gibson decides not to snap his neck and leaves him alone, turns his back on him. And even though there's zero chance of him escaping, Gary Busey is such a spiteful asshole on Christmas that he fucking gets up and still tries to kill these guys. But then they just blast him with their guns. And it's the iconic ending to Lethal Weapon. All right. So he does all that shit in Lethal Weapon, right? It's not the most ruined Christmas possible, but it's like pretty close. It definitely ruined Christmas for a lot of people. Certainly ruined Christmas for Hunsacker. Surely that side character's family's Christmas absolutely ruined. Pretty fucking rough stuff. And other people kind of got a dilution of ruined Christmas. And the Murtaughs have to repair all the damage to their house and shit. Kind of a rough time, Christmas almost completely ruined, but they pull it out at the end. They have a fucking family dinner or whatever. You've watched Lethal Weapon. Now, The Ginger Dead Man, 2005. So in this one, Gary Busey is like spoilers for The Ginger Dead Man. Gary Busey is I don't know. I thought he was a serial killer, but I guess he's just kind of like a crazed criminal. The opening scene is him. He comes into a diner, I guess, to just rob the cash register in this diner, which is like a weird thing for a movie that's made in 2005. But I think they were going for like some type of vintage vibe because there was like fucking like the film looked like fucking fuzzy and corrupted. Like it looked like an old ass film, but I guess it was just filmed on like actual film, but in 2005, which is weird but not completely out of the ordinary for 2 decades ago. But anyway, yeah, Gary Busey, he just kills a random woman in the diner, and then there's like this half of this family is there. It's like the old dad and then like a brother and sister, and Gary Busey kills the father when he tries to stop him with a butter knife, I guess. And then kills the brother when he tries to stop him with diplomacy, and kills him with a switchblade, in a cruel trick where he says, "Oh, hey, go ahead, grab my gun," and then stabs him in the head when he goes for the gun. Shows you he's an evil, cruel genius. But he's also an evil, cruel genius who has strong ties with his mother because he's sort of unable to kill the sister, and instead shoots at her to wound her, and then we hear the cops coming, and then the fucking intro of the film comes up and it says The Ginger Dead Man. Now, it doesn't really, the plot of this movie doesn't really matter. I'm not even going to recommend that you watch The Ginger Dead Man. It's supposed to be a comedy. It's like sort of funny, I guess, but it's also just nonsensical. It's fucking nonsensical bullshit. So if you don't want to watch it, don't bother watching it. But Gary Busey does a lot of shit in this movie. It's a lot of terrible stuff. I don't know if the diner thing was like the diner scene was set around Christmas. Probably not, because why would you be in a diner on Christmas with your family, but with everyone in your family, but not your mom? who, by the way, we find out is alive. She ends up becoming an alcoholic, and so part of the first chunk of the film is dealing the surviving sister, whose name is Sarah, dealing with her alcoholic mom. So that's fun. That's funny stuff. Ugh, real solid comedy. But yeah, there's just nothing. Yeah, there's nothing really to say about this. It's a fucking madhouse movie. But what else happens? Yeah. So anyway, the point is that Gary Busey's mother is like a witch or something, and so after he gets executed, because the cops catch him off screen, and then he gets the death penalty and is executed, and then cremated, and then they send the ashes back to his mother, and we never get direct evidence of this, but it's implied that his mother is a witch who uses dark magic and mixes his ashes into fucking baking like gingerbread spice. I guess instead of sugar or flour or whatever. I guess it's just, it's for the pun, the ginger dead man, but whatever. The point is that through a series of unlikely coincidences, the ash spiked cookie spice gets into a batch of gingerbread cookies, and it gets hit with a bunch of issues and comes to life, and then it's the ginger dead man is like an evil gingerbread man who looks pretty gross and has Gary Busey's voice shouting like wisecracks and taunts and shit, right? So here's what Gary Busey does. Okay. So first thing he does is blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah. First bad thing he does. The girl's mom, the surviving girl, and her surviving mom. Her mom comes in and is drunk as shit, and she comes back in to find her stash of Jack Daniels, and she comes back in, and the ginger dead man cuts off her finger, and then one of the other employees at the bakery gets knocked out, and they both get like put in the freezer, or like the freezer or the walk-in oven or something like that, but they don't get killed. Instead, the Julia, the other employee, she gets covered in frosting, and then he sculpts the frosting into like weird frosting tits over her real tits, and I don't really. All right, but that's a bad thing, right? That kind of ruins Christmas or something. We're talking about bad shit he does on Christmas, right? Right? That's points in my favor, right? Points in his. Anyway, so the ginger dead man sends a bunch of booby traps. He slashes. What is that name? God damn it. Slashes Oma's face. Oh, Loma, right. Loma's the daughter of the dude who wants to tear down the family bakery. So she's a bitch, right? And so she ends up being actually the first kill of the movie, right? Or wait, no, is he the first kill of the movie? Oh god, this is gonna have to be cut so much. No, first kill of the movie is actually Loma's dad, the dude who's gonna knock down the bakery. So immediately the other villain of the story is killed, which is technically like a good thing, but that definitely ruins his family's Christmas. And then he also kills Loma with a booby trap where a knife falls into her head. And so that's if nothing else ruins Christmas, I say it's that. To whoever the surviving relatives are, that's a big old fuck you to their holiday season. So that's one set of evil deeds, and then a bunch of other shit happens that doesn't really make any sense. I guess he tries to lure Sarah into the oven so he can kill her, because I guess he's smart enough to realize that he's like a foot tall. I always thought the ginger dead man was like a giant cookie man that was like life size. So it's like life size 6 foot tall Gary Busey, but in gingerbread. trying to kill you with a knife, but it's actually just a little foot-tall cookie who runs around with a butcher knife, and it manages to. The only reason I managed to kill the guy was with a car, and then he killed Loma with a booby trap. And so he's trying to do these other traps, and he tries to lure Sarah into her oven using her mom, who's actually in the oven. But he doesn't kill the mom, I guess, to try and lure Sarah in for some reason. Sarah's friend, soon-to-be boyfriend Amos, is also lured in, but apparently the gingerbread dead man fails to kill either of them. So, but he attempted murder, right? Attempted murder. And then when the gingerbread man, it seems like he's been defeated because one of the other employees named Rick comes back in, and he's into like wrestling and shit. And so he decides to fight the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man took Amos's gun and was going to shoot them all, but he misses every shot and then gets hit with a pan by Julia. And then the wrestle guy, Rick, pins the gingerbread man down and eats his head alive while Gary Busey from within the cookie dough is screaming at him and telling him that it's not over. But after this happens, that somehow means that Gary Busey's spirit possesses Rick, and apparently that kills him because after that, the rest of the survivors just had no regard for Rick's life whatsoever. They're not like, oh, maybe we can perform an exorcism, or maybe we can do something to help Rick fight back. But no, the gingerbread man says Rick is gone. He's a goner. And so they're just like, all right, well, Rick's dead. Let's kill this fucking cookie man. And they eventually they kill him. Rick tries to like kill Sarah again, but once again fails to because Amos comes in and saves her. And then they all work together to lure him around, even though like they get into a face-off with him. And they just lure him so he's back in front of the fucking walk-in oven again. And then they shove Gary Busey inside the gingerbread man, inside Rick's body, into the walk-in oven, and then burn their friend alive because he was speaking with Gary Busey's voice. Which, to be fair, in a situation where one of my so-called friends was speaking in Gary Busey's voice, and also he had a long blue. All right, just watch the movie because nothing that I say other than specific actions will make sense whatsoever. It's fucking batshit. Just watch it, all right? You got me, gingerbread man. You got me to recommend you. Nothing else makes sense. Just so you know, if one of my friends started speaking in Gary Busey's voice and tried to lick me with his long blue tongue, I would 100% push them into an oven and burn them alive every single time. Every single friend, any time speaking in Gary Busey's voice gets burned alive immediately, or as expeditiously as I can achieve that goal. All right. Yeah. So that's how many things? I think probably what I should be doing is tallying up how many people he kills in this movie, how many people he assaults or wounds in this movie. But I don't have my... Oh, there's my fucking pen. Oh, okay. All right. We're going to tally this up. All right. Ginger dead man. So, 1, 2, I guess 3 kills.
5 if you count up the rest of the fucking family, dumbass.
1 maiming, and then
2.
Like another 1, 2, 3...
Remember, Loma got her face cut.
Let's say 4. We'll say 4 assaults altogether, other than the 3 kills and the 1 slicing off of Mama Baker's
5 kills, 2
finger.
maimings.
Okay, so that's 3 kills, 1 maiming, and then 4 assaults that achieved nothing. Okay, and the lethal weapon, we have. Yeah, maybe 1, 2. All right, 2 kills, 1 injury of Riggs, one kidnapping. I guess I'll call that an assault. An assault on Christmas. An assault on Christmas itself, that gets double points. All right.
I agree.
That's 2 assault points because Gary Busey machine guns a Christmas Carol, not a fucking Christmas Carol. It's a Wonderful Life. He machine guns It's a Wonderful Life, and that is absolutely a war crime against Christmas, more so than anything that Starbucks or myself or the youth today could ever achieve. Okay, you just don't touch It's a Wonderful Life. It's a national goddamn treasure. All right, so that's a double assault, and then also. I guess he steals some cars, and those are kind of assaults on other people. He has to throw people out of their cars. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assaults, including the double points for assault on Christmas. And then eventually still tries to backstab them, even after he's definitely been beaten by trying to fight Riggs one more time and then losing, and then still trying to grab a cop's gun and shoot them. And so that's a real shithead move, especially right on Christmas Eve or whenever it's supposed to be. I think it's right around Christmas Eve. So that's in that case, that is 2 direct kills that I recall, and then one injury where he breaks Riggs' leg or something, and then 5 assaults, including a double assault on Christmas. Oh, and then a 6th assault upon the decency of the rules of war and the rules of combat, where he bitched out and still tried to throw a cheap shot at the very end, even though he'd been thoroughly beaten by the power of 5'2" Mel Gibson on fucking cocaine. All right, so what is that? What are those points? All right, that's 3 kills. 3 kills, 1 maiming, 4 assaults versus 2 kills, 1 maiming, and 6 assaults. And so I think in terms of chaos and direct attacks...
Your math's wrong, idiot.
That's going to have to get cut.
Ginger Dead Man wins.
In regards to in Christmas-related chaos and true attacks on Christmas...
I'll agree.
I think that Lethal Weapon is going to... kind of just edge out the Ginger Dead Man.
Math wrong.
For as far as the movie where Gary Busey ruins Christmas the most.
Ginger Dead Man wins.
Except for one movie. And, you might say that I'm going to, this is personal bias. Fuck you. This ruined my Christmas. I had to look this shit up. The movie where Gary Busey ruins Christmas the most is a 2017 romantic comedy, I guess, called Mama Boy. And Mama Boy is a movie about a young cis male teen who gets an experimental procedure done by his uncle to be able to carry his girlfriend's baby so she doesn't get caught by her strict parents. And then shenanigans ensue. And I had to go through and not only research this movie, but actually watch it, or at least scan all the way through it on Tubi, to see if there is an actual Christmas scene in it. And you think it would be. Hang on, before I get to it, Gary Busey, the only reason I had to watch this is because Gary Busey decided that he needed a little extra cash for his, I don't know, I guess Amazon Fire was no longer associating with him for some reason, even though he put out their best advertisement in years with the Amazon Fire TV stick. But he needed some extra cash, so he decided to be the youth baseball coach, the 75-year-old ex-biker, brain-damaged youth baseball coach in the 2017 comedy Mama Boy. And so because he has a bit role as a baseball coach who kicks the main character off the team for being pregnant, I had to go through and watch a good portion of Mama Boy, probably 1,000,000% more of Mama Boy than I ever would have possibly conceived to watch otherwise. And of course, I had to watch it on Tubi, because Tubi, you get to watch shit for free. You just get one ad at the beginning.
But even without ads, this movie was fucking 2 hours, 15 minutes long. There was so much footage to scan through, it was starting to make my computer short out. This is such a fucking bunch of bullshit. I had to scan through the scenes and slowly watch a time lapse of the prosthetic pregnancy belly on this young boy get bigger and bigger, and throughout the course of this film. And then I had to watch. I got to see, the best part about it was getting to see Gary Busey get into a shouting match with an umpire and a fucking 14-year-old playing baseball. And kick dirt at them, and wasn't allowed to swear because this is like I don't know if this is a Christian movie, but at the very least it's just a very generic teen comedy movie. And despite what you might think, you'd think that, okay, even if this is set before school in the summer, a full-term pregnancy, which the movie is obviously going to cover, spans for 9 months. So you'd think there'd be a Christmas scene somewhere where it's like, ooh, this is an awkward family Christmas where I have to hide my baby bump because my mad scientist uncle allowed me to carry a child. But no, I scanned it so many times I had to go back. I had to use the trackpad on my computer to scroll around in this movie and try and see if I could see a fucking tree or some lights or some snow or a single fucking jingle bell. But no, I couldn't find one single thing related to Christmas about this movie. And I felt like it was a waste of time until I realized that watching this fucking unfunny, strangely outdated for 2017, because we knew that, like, it feels vaguely offensive, and I don't really understand why. I don't know if I have the mental capacity to explain why it just feels generally offensive, but it does. And it was a nightmare to watch, and I felt like a total waste of time because it was the last one on the list. And I was like, well, shit, Gary Busey, he died right after 2017. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. But, like, even if this is his final movie ever, like, it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, even though it should span an entire year. Instead, he somehow skips all the way to prom, where he, like, gives birth right at the end of prom, as he and his girlfriend get back together, because I guess that this was troubling for them because he refused to give the baby back. He wouldn't give. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the plot is. It doesn't matter at all, because I was forced to fucking watch this thing for much longer than required. I didn't watch the full 2 hours. All right. Tubi was merciful. It didn't force me to watch 10 minutes of ads in order to get through to the end of the movie. But I still had to scroll around for like 25 minutes to see if I could find anything even remotely related to Christmas. And the only thing I could find was that there is a priest involved, and the priest called this an abomination, which from a scientifically ethical standard is absolutely true. The uncle performed an experimental procedure on his own nephew to have his underage nephew, maybe not underage, maybe they're supposed to all be 18. I don't know. If they're all 18, then why is any of this? You got the kid to carry a baby. You got his nephew I don't even fucking want to say that. This is absolute madness.
Fuck it, I'll say it. The uncle impregnated his nephew. Artificially, but sure, you gotta say the facts. The facts are what they are.
It felt like a total waste of time, but eventually I came to realize that this had ruined my Christmas.
It is what it is.
Gary Busey, at the possibly the tail end of his career, managed to ruin my Christmas as a fuck you to me. I don't know Gary Busey. I don't know why he would do this to me. I don't know why he would make this. You think he could do more advertisements for a while? Buttered sausage, that's a Jimmy Dean advertisement right there. He could talk about Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. in fact, no, that's what that podcast clip was about, I think. I think he was talking about Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. That's good. That should have been a Jimmy Dean advertisement right there. But no, he's had to go in and play bit roles, and unfortunately one of the bit roles was a movie called Mama Boy. Not any I just feel like it could have found a better name, maybe. Mama, well, there's a Mama's Boy. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to cash in on the success of Mama's Boy, which I associate with Adam Sandler, but I don't know if it is. Maybe I'm thinking of Waterboy. Mama Boy. What about instead of mother, they call it bother, because it's boy mother. I don't know. This isn't my movie. I'm not supposed to be creative about this shit. All right? All I know is that it ruined my Christmas. It probably ruined my Christmas. You know, I'm not going to try and get into equivalencies here and talk about how many family members I'd rather have lost than watch this today. I'm not going to get into false equivalency, trolley problem shit here, but goddamn, I feel like as a real person who got their Christmas ruined by Gary Busey, I feel that puts this movie at the top of Gary Busey Christmas ruining movie list. All right, and that's I hope that's the only first place that Mama Boy ever gets, other than hiring the most young actors / Twitch streamers out of Sacramento in a feature film. Because that's where it was. I was out Sacramento, California. They had an article about it. They hired local talent. Pretty cool. Cool stuff. I'm glad those kids got to be in a movie, but also I hate them with every fiber of my being. But yeah, that's it. That's the film Face Off. What a great way to start off the year 2000, the year of our Lord 2024. It's you know what? I look forward to feeling better than this in the future, because there is no way that this is not rock bottom. There's no fucking way. See you all next time. Dick Hickok out. Next time on the Something's Wrong podcast, we will be discussing a Serbian film, a film about going clubbing in Serbia.